Hi guys, welcome to the new video of Excel tutorial. Today we are going to discuss how we can create a supplier scorecard like this, in which you can compare the multiple supplier on the key KPIs like shipments, lead times, unit cost, freight per shipment, and the invoice discrepancies. This dashboard is dynamic. As soon as you are going to select supplier, it is going to update accordingly. So you can compare your suppliers as per your wish. So we will also rate supplier with certain rankings like A, B, and C based on the weighted score, which in turns will be dependent on the delivery score, quality score, cost score, and the contract score. So this we are going to discuss further in the video. So let's start with the key data input which is required in order to build this kind of dashboard. The first and foremost data is the supplier master data. So the purpose of this tab act as a primary reference list for all the supplier used across the scorecard system. So we have supplier column, country column, which category they belongs to. We can also have the reference of account manager and whether these are a preferred supplier or not. We can also have this kind of info. Moving on to the next input, which is delivery data. So the purpose of this sheet is to store operational delivery performance data used to calculate logistic KPIs. So here the data we have is by month. So the supplier A in this first month, there were 18 shipments, out of which 12 on time with the average lead time of 12, and total unit shipped were 1926. So within a month you can have multiple transactions. So you can have it in a single row or you can have multiple rows the way I have written it. It's on you. Now moving on to the third input data, which is quality data. So the purpose of this sheet is to track inspection and quality failures metric for each of the supplier. So again we have the supplier name, the period in which the transaction happened, and the total number of inspection and lot checked in that period, and how much defect or the number of failure or quality defects were detected. So this data is used to calculate defect rate percentage. Now moving on to the another input, which is cost data. So the purpose of this tab is to capture commercial cost performance of the supplier. Again we have a column of supplier, in which period the transaction happened, what was the unit cost, and what was the freight per shipment, and how many invoice discrepancies we faced. Again this tab is important to calculate cost score, and that cost score improve if you have lower unit cost, lower freight charges, and lower invoice discrepancies. I will talk about the formula, how we are going to use it in our cost score. Moving on to the contract data. So now in the contract data, we define service level agreement targets and weightage used for the score calculation. So as I was talking that we need to provide rating to each of our supplier by certain weighted number, and that weighted number is based on 4 scores, which is delivery, quality, cost, and contract. Now we need to put some weightage around it. How much weight you want to give to delivery, how much weight you want to give to quality, and how much weight you want to give to cost, and how much weight you want to give to contract. So that weight is defined in the sheet, like weight for delivery, weight for quality, weight for cost, and weight for contract. We also have the target in this sheet, in which we are providing the target or the service level agreement target for on time percentage, for quality, and for the lead time. So now we have all of our input data and we can start the calculation for the key KPIs. For that we need to move on scorecard calculation sheet. So this is the key sheet where we are doing all of our calculations. Again this sheet start with the supplier column and the period column, and then we are adding how many shipments and how many on-time shipments. So these two data points are coming from the delivery data sheet only. So just for your information that what's the formula and what each column means, I have added all the details in this sheet. You can refer. So moving ahead, then first we are going to calculate what is the on-time percentage, which is very easy, that you just need to divide your on-time deliveries divided by a number of shipment. Then you have this lead time days. Now you have this average lead time days, and what's your defect. Now you need to calculate your defect rate. So defect rate percentage is very easy to calculate. It just you need to divide your defect by the number of infection you have made. Now there are again some data points which we are fetching from the earlier sheets, like unit cost, freight per shipment, and invoice discrepancies. Then the key component of this sheet come into play, which is delivery score, quality score, cost score, and contract score. So let us check that what exactly these 4 things are. So delivery score is something which is calculated using combination of on-time percentage versus target and lead time versus service level agreement. If your performance is higher, then you will get higher score. Then what does the higher performance mean? It means your on-time percentage is greater or equal to the target, and your lead time is lower or equal to your service level agreement lead times. So if you successfully fulfilling these two terms, you will get higher score. The second thing is quality score. It is calculated using the defect rate compared to the quality target. Then you have a cost score. It is normalized cost ranking where lower cost get higher score. I will talk about that how you are going to calculate it. Then there is a contract score. So it's a penalty based score using invoice discrepancies. And then we have a weighted score. Okay, whatever score we are getting, we just need to multiply it by the weight we have defined in the contract data. So moving again to the scores. So this is the delivery score. As you're talking about, we are going to calculate it with the on-time delivery and the SLS target. So it's a bigger formula. It's just checking that, okay, how we are identifying. And here we are giving 70% to the on-time deliveries and the 30% for the lead time. Then go to the quality score. In the quality score, we are checking that, okay, wherever I am getting a defect rate, if my defect rate is lower, I will be rewarded higher number of quality, and if it is higher, then I will be giving lower number of quality score. Then the cost score. So cost score is something, it check your cost which is in this column and it compare this cost with the range of all the costs across the supplier. And if you are near to the minimum, then you will be rewarded higher cost score, and if you are more near to the maximum, it will give you lower score. Okay, the same way you have this contract score. In the contract score, what we are doing, we are just checking that if your discrepancies are higher, you will be giving less contract score. If your invoice discrepancies are minimum, you will be awarded higher contract score. So let me just show it to you. If I go to the cost data and I have for supplier 1 in the period 1 two discrepancies. If I move it to 0 and like this, then on the first line my contract score become 100. Okay, earlier I know it was 2. So let me put it again as 2 and my contract score will become 80. So now what you need to do, you need to create a weighted score. This weighted score is just multiply or weight to all of these score and you will get certain score. So here, after getting this score, you need to rate your suppliers for that particular period. So for that, you need to create a formula that if your weighted score is more than 90, you will be awarded a A rating, and then 90 to 75, you will be in B, and if you're below 75, then you will be C. So this is how you can calculate your supplier scorecard, and you provide a particular weight to them, and you can analyze that in a particular period what performance they have shown, and you can categorize them. Then I have a sheet to do a dynamic calculation so that I can create this dashboard. These are very easy to do kind of pivots. Then you can create this dynamic kind of dashboard where you can have analyze and comparison side by side for each of the supplier. You can get this template with very minimal price with the link in the description. If you want us to cover some other videos with the Excel tutorial, please comment in the comment section. Do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.